welcome back to the next video. Next one I thought we'd do an actual vault, show you what that looks like. That way it's not just like, oh, there's a mod, what is the actual point of this mod? And I kind of hinted at it. You get stuff like this, and you get the stuff to make the various mods, and we'll work on those things. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go up to the altar and see what it still needs. You can see I've done most of the stuff other than getting some more tall flowers. But that should be easy enough. We just need to get some bone meal out of the system, which we have a whole bunch of. And then we need to go find one of the big tall flowers, which I have over here somewhere, and bone meal it. So we just do a little bit of this, and we hold down right click and get all the flowers. And we'll just use them all the bone meal, until we have enough. And I forgot what number it was, so hopefully almost a stack should be enough. Now back at the altar, we literally just throw them into the thing. You can see as we throw one in, the number goes down until it's done. We hit the switch, the cosmic energy gathers around it, and it pops out a crystal for us to use. We can put it in here. I kind of want to use the other one that I made first. Yeah, and that's how we make the crystals to go into the portal. The next thing that we're going to need to do is we need to make sure we get properly armored, and we can see our armor set is right here. So we'll take the boots, and we'll take the pants, and the chest plate, and the sword, and the hat, and the shield. The shield's kind of cool, it's a coconut. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's okay. My pants are also looking a bit worn down, but that's okay. Anything else that we don't need, we can just put in here, like this boat. I don't really need a boat. I also don't arguably need this axe right now. Instead, what we need is the super Paxel, which has the ability to both do picking and axing and shoveling. So it's kind of like a multi-tool for everything that we need to do. After that, we just need a couple other items. We need some blocks to help us mark where things are. We need to make sure that our pouch is empty, which it's definitely not. We'll have to dump some stuff out of there as well. So I've got my hotbar set up. I've got sword, pickaxe. Crossbows are really, really good in this, especially if you get piercing 5 on them. We've got a quiver, which has a bunch of arrows in it. We have our shard pouch to collect various souls of the enemies. Crystal. Water bucket is always good for if you fall off a cliff, and you can try to MLG save yourself. Some blocks so we can mark where we've been. Some food. And now we're ready to go into the thing. So we're going to go over to our altar. We take our crystal and we right-click it in there. It opens it up, and then we are ready to go inside. The last thing that I want to do is just put this magnet on. It'll help suck in various items that we found as we go through the dungeon. So let's just hop right in. And so what we have here is we have a monolith dungeon. That means we have to find a few things that look like what you see in the top center of the screen. We have to right-click them, and then make our way back to the entrance, which is, once it loads in, right there. It's the same portal. This one looks like it's a little bit of a cave theme. So we'll see what we can find. You might also notice that we have lucky, so we have 20% item rarity. The stuff that we find in here will be slightly more rare than it normally would, and that was incredibly lucky. We'll mark off where the entrance is first. But we've already found a monolith, which is great. So we'll right-click it, activate it, and then we might as well look around here and see what kind of things we find. So this is right here. Find an enemy. We one-shot him because we're tough as nails we are. And then we just hold Q and accumulate all the stuff that we need. So there's a lot of stuff in here. If you've played this mod pack, you already know what most of this stuff is. If you haven't, I'll look at some of the important stuff after we finish the vault. But up until that point, we'll just continue to collect stuff. You can see there are different sort of things. They spawn various enemies as you go, as they defend their various treasures. Now there's a good chance that our magnet is going to break at some point, because I think for every single item you pick up it uses up the durability. And we didn't have that much durability on it to begin with, but that is okay. So we'll go through the rest of this room. You can see you gotta hop around a lot. You also, ow. Ooh, that guy's a level 2 guy. You can tell because he's a little bit more sinister looking. He can take a little bit more of a beating. Also have some zombies coming up behind us, so we'll have to be careful of them. But in the meantime, we'll loot what we can. Ow, stepped in the fire. One thing you'll notice is I haven't actually raised my shield to try to block anything. That is part of this mod pack. Instead, your shield just has a block chance, so I've got 11% chance just to randomly block a hit. It's a lot easier than trying to right-click and then remember to do that. Here we have a level 2 zombie. Still only takes 2 hits, but you'll notice this spawner didn't break, so we gotta break it ourselves. We got some good stuff here. Omega chests are always the best ones to find, because they've got the best loot. And we'll keep going through this. Try to do so quickly. And I think the magnet you just died. I think that's what that sound was. Yeah, it's gone. That's okay though. It served its purpose. We came in from that side, so we'll go in a straight line. That's how I prefer to do this. You also notice I've taken heart, some damage, and I haven't healed. In the vault, you do not heal. Instead, you get various skills that let you heal, such as the one that I'm going to use here. It's healed me up a bit. That way I can not die, hopefully. Let's mark where we are. Another one of the abilities that we have is to try to find the monoliths without having to actually do a whole lot. So there's something up there. There's definitely not a monolith, but we'll go look at that in a sec. How do I actually get up there? I just have to climb my way up there. There's scaffolding, yes. Good. Let's go from here. Just build it all the way up. I don't have to worry about it. Now, in theory, you can go ahead and... Ooh. Anyways. Now this thing, you'll notice, I have to kill monsters, so I kind of don't want to break that spawner yet. You kill another 4 monsters. You know that they're in range of this thing, because they're glowing red. And you kill 1 more. But this thing will give me a blessing of whatever vault god this is. There's a whole, like, lore to this game, which I don't entirely understand. We've done it, so we'll break the spawner. But you do various things, and you can activate these altars, and we get ourselves a nice little item there. So another one of the abilities I have is the ability to dash. It's incredibly useful for getting through things quickly. And oh, how about that? We've already found the second altar. Monolith even. So we'll just mark where we came from. We don't want to go that way because I don't want to fall in that giant hole. So we'll go around this way. Something just spawned behind me. If you heard that fizz, that's what that was. Technically now we could already leave, but that seems like a little bit of a waste. There's some sort of skeleton somewhere, which I don't like. Skeleton archers in this are like really, really nasty. You do not want to get shot back with them. So we'll collect some more of this. You'll notice I've switched up my method of collecting things because our magnet broke. It's now going to be much easier to hit B, and then just shift and drag everything into our backpack, or our pouch. I hear a skeleton. I don't see a skeleton. Do I want to go down here? Let's try it. Luckily, our sword does 19 attack damage.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Which is kind of insane. They get better as well, which is even better. But as a result, we can pretty much one-shot most enemies. Now, so far, all that we've found are wooden chests. Wooden chests are like the basic ones where you can find just the most basic equipment. But eventually, somewhere in here, we'll probably find some of the other types of chests as well. I'm not going to film this entire thing, we'll just go through it piece by piece, so we can see what all is in here. Let's just check this. Yeah. Alright, so we've come into this new room. You'll see this thing over here. These pylons give you like extra things. So for example, this one gives me extra speed for 3 minutes. I can go even faster than I already am, which when you're trying to find as much loot as possible is really, really helpful. This room actually looks to be a mining room, which is cool. We'll look at what's in here. So one of the things you need to build a lot of the mods are these various special ores. So mining rooms like this can be really useful to collect resources. Looks like in this one we've only really found the most basic of prizes. This is interesting area. But that's okay. Those are also useful. So it looks like this thing fizzled out, which is great. This actually has a lot of interesting stuff in it. But again, only wooden chests. Although, well, diamonds are pretty good. I won't complain about that. So in the middle of cleaning out this area right here, there's another mining area. The spawner already fizzled, but you can see there are a couple of the other types of ores. So we've got beniatite, which is really helpful. We've got some player gems. The player gems you need to get various like higher leveled mod things, which is always good. But we'll continue mining things out as we go. We might actually have to scaffold up a little bit. It's also kind of fun to read the names of these items. The special player ones, which I was just talking about, they're all named after various Minecraft YouTubers. Don't have any math YouTubers for some reason in there. Crazy how that works. But then the other ones are often based on like actual types of rocks. For the most part. Not everything is, but quite a few things. Click some of that. Anything else? Painite. Good. The one thing I gotta be careful of is making sure that my stuff doesn't fill up. But it looks like it's going all into my backpack, so that's fine. Should we clean out any more of this? Let's clean out this corner just to make sure. Alright, I think that's good in here.